A bell rang in the middle of the forest. No one knew who built it or why it was there. But everyone in the nearby villages knew the rule. If the bell rang and you heard it, you had to stop what you were doing and turn back. Most people obeyed. Those who didn't were talked about quietly. One morning, a courier named Irene was riding fast through the trees, a leather bag tied to his saddle. Inside it was a message meant for the city beyond the forest, a city that paid well for speed and punished delays. Iran had already lost one job for arriving late. He couldn't afford another mistake. That was when the bell rang. It wasn't loud. It didn't echo. It was calm, certain, final. Iran slowed his horse but didn't stop. "Just a story," he muttered, tightening his grip. "I'll be through in minutes." As he rode deeper, the forest changed. The light thinned, the path narrowed. His horse began to hesitate, hooves tapping the ground as if unsure. Irene pushed forward anyway. Soon he saw others. A merchant sitting beside an overturned cart, staring ahead as if waiting for something that never came. A soldier leaning against a tree, armor rusted, eyes fixed on the ground. A woman holding a broken compass, whispering directions that led nowhere. They were alive, breathing. But none of them moved. "What happened to you?" Irene asked one of them. The soldier spoke without looking up. "I didn't listen." A chill crept into Irene's chest. He turned his horse around. The bell rang again. This time, it sounded closer. The path behind him no longer looked familiar. Trees leaned inward. Shadows stretched oddly, as if the forest itself was waiting. Panic pushed at his ribs, but he forced himself to slow down. At last, he saw it. The bell, hanging from a simple wooden frame, untouched by time. Beneath it sat an old keeper, carving symbols into the dirt with a stick. "You heard it," the keeper said calmly. "I did," Irene replied, "but I was in a hurry." The keeper nodded. "Everyone is." "Why does it ring?" Irene asked. The keeper tapped the ground. "Because this forest is where rushing ends. Some places don't punish speed. They punish ignoring yourself." Irene looked back at the people frozen among the trees. "Can they leave?" The keeper shook his head. "They already decided." Irene felt something loosen inside him. Not relief, something quieter. He handed the bag down from his saddle. "I'll deliver this tomorrow." The keeper smiled just slightly. The bell did not ring again. When Irene reached the edge of the forest, the city was still there. The job was still there. Life hadn't ended because he stopped. In fact, it felt clearer. Somewhere behind him, the bell waited for the next traveler. And if this story found you while you were rushing, maybe it rang for you too. DimuTales tells original stories from imagined worlds that quietly reflect real life. Stay with us. More stories are waiting.